Dear friends, life is full of mysteries that challenge our understanding. And one of the most profound is this: why do some people leave us too soon? It's a question that echoes in the quiet moments, one we struggle to answer, especially when the loss feels too great to bear. These moments make us pause, force us to look deeper, and remind us of the fragile beauty of life. But before we dive deeper into this journey together, I want to hear from you. Has there been someone in your life who left a mark on your soul? Someone whose presence you feel even in their absence? Share your stories or thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading them because this isn't just a conversation. It's a shared space where we can connect, heal, and grow together. Now, let's talk about those moments that bring us face to face with the fragility of life. Maybe you've experienced the loss of a loved one, a friend, or someone you admired from afar. The memories of their laughter, their warmth, and the way they brought light into your life linger, don't they? It's as if their essence remains, like a faint fragrance that refuses to fade. The question we all face is, why them? Why now? And why does it hurt so much? These are not new questions. They've been asked for centuries, by poets, philosophers, and ordinary people like you and me. But there's no single answer. Instead, there are lessons, reflections, and a quiet hope that we can carry forward. When someone we cherish leaves this world, it feels like the ground beneath us shifts. It's disorienting, heartbreaking, and often leaves us grappling for meaning. But in the middle of that storm of emotions, there's also something profound, an invitation to pause and reflect, to cherish every smile, every shared moment, and every word left unspoken. Think about it. What would you say to them if you could? Would you tell them how much they mattered, how their presence shaped you, or how their absence leaves an undeniable void? It's these thoughts, these unspoken words, that remind us of the value of connection and the depth of our shared humanity. I know these reflections aren't easy. Loss is never easy. But maybe, just maybe, these moments are also reminders for us to live more fully, to love more deeply, and to hold the people around us a little closer. Before we continue, I'd like to invite you to not just watch passively, but to join in. Share your thoughts in the comments. What memories come to mind when you think of someone who left too soon? How did their life inspire you? Let's start a meaningful conversation together. And after you've shared your thoughts, if you find value in what we're discussing today, consider liking this video and subscribing. But most importantly, leave a comment first, because your voice matters. And it's part of what makes this journey together so special. Life's deepest pains often bring with them the greatest opportunities to connect, to grow, and to honor the lives of those who've touched our hearts. So let's take this step together, one moment at a time, because even in loss, there is light, and even in sadness, there is hope. Life has a way of leaving us with moments that linger in our minds, moments we find ourselves replaying, wondering why they hold such power over us. Sometimes it's the laughter of a loved one, a kind gesture from a stranger, or even a fleeting sunset that seemed to pause the world. These memories, big or small, carry meaning, often far beyond what we realize at the time. When we reflect on our memories, we're not just looking back. We're connecting with the essence of what makes life beautiful, painful, and deeply human. They remind us of who we were, who we are, and who we're striving to become. They challenge us to think about the meaning behind it all. Why do certain moments leave such a profound mark on us? And how do they shape the way we live? Memories have a way of bringing us back to our roots. They highlight the people who have touched our lives and the experiences that have molded us. But they also invite us to pause and consider the bigger picture. What life is all about. Is it found in the joy of the moment, the connections we form, or the lessons we take from both the joy and the pain? It's often in our quietest moments that these questions surface. We think of loved ones we've lost, of times we wish we could relive, and of paths we've taken that have led us to where we are. Yet even the difficult memories, the ones that make us ache, hold a purpose. They teach us resilience, compassion, and the importance of forgiveness. They remind us that life's meaning isn't always found in comfort, but often in the growth that comes through hardship. As we reflect on our past, we begin to realize that the meaning of life isn't something distant and abstract. It's found in the small, everyday moments we often overlook. It's in the laughter shared around a dinner table, the quiet walks in nature, and the courage to reach out to someone when words fail. These are the moments that define us and give life its richness. Reflection also calls us to action. When we think about the memories we've created, it's natural to ask, what kind of memories do I want to leave behind? How will the people I care about remember me? These questions push us to live with intention, to prioritize what truly matters, and to cherish the time we have. Life is fleeting, and the memories we create today will one day be the reflections of tomorrow. Imagine looking back and seeing a life filled with love, kindness, and purpose, a life where every moment mattered because you made it count. There's also incredible power in sharing memories with others. When we open up about our experiences, we allow others to see a piece of who we are. We remind them that they're not alone in their joys or struggles. And when they share their stories with us, it creates a connection that goes beyond words. So much of life's meaning lies in these shared moments. They remind us that our stories, while unique, are part of something larger, a shared human experience. Together, these connections weave a tapestry that is more beautiful and meaningful than anything we could create alone. As you reflect on your own memories, take a moment to ask yourself, what have they taught you? How have they shaped the way you see the world? And what kind of memories are you building for the future? I'd love to hear your story. What's one memory that has stayed with you? And why does it matter? Share it in the comments below. Your reflections might inspire someone else or help them see their own journey in a new light. Once you've shared, if this message resonates with you, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. But more importantly, leave your thoughts in the comments. It's your stories and perspectives that make this conversation truly meaningful. Life is a journey filled with moments that shape us. Each memory, each reflection, adds another layer to the meaning of it all. Let's treasure the past, embrace the present, and look forward to the memories still waiting to be made. Life is unpredictable, fragile, and often feels too short. The stories of those who leave us too soon have a way of cutting through the noise, making us pause, and urging us to reflect. These stories remind us of life's fleeting nature and the impact that even a brief presence can have on the world. Sometimes, the brightest lights burn for the shortest time, but their glow lingers, inspiring others to live with greater purpose. Take, for instance, the story of Alex, a 15-year-old with an unparalleled zest for life. Alex loved nature, spending his afternoons exploring the woods behind his home, sketching animals, and dreaming of becoming a wildlife photographer. Tragically, a sudden accident took him from the world far too soon. Yet, even in his short time, Alex's passion inspired a community. His sketches were turned into an exhibition to raise funds for wildlife conservation, and his dream lives on through the efforts of those he inspired. His story is a poignant reminder that a life doesn't have to be long to be meaningful. It just needs to be lived with heart. Then there's Maya, a young woman whose infectious laughter could light up any room. Diagnosed with cancer in her early 20s, Maya's time was marked by challenges most of us can't imagine. But instead of succumbing to despair, she chose to use her remaining days to spread kindness. She started a social media campaign encouraging people to do one small act of kindness each day. What began as a personal mission grew into a global movement, with thousands participating and sharing their stories of compassion. Maya's time was short, but her impact was immense, a testament to how one person's light can ignite a flame in countless others. The stories of those who leave us early are often wrapped in both sorrow and beauty. There's the heartbreak of what could have been, but also the wonder of what was, a reminder that even the shortest lives can leave indelible marks. These individuals teach us to cherish the present, to hold our loved ones closer, and to live each day as if it's a gift. Consider Sarah, a single mother of two who worked tirelessly to provide for her children. She was a quiet hero, known only to her close-knit community, but her sudden passing revealed the full extent of her impact. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers came forward with stories of her generosity, how she would quietly leave groceries on the doorstep of someone in need, or spend hours mentoring local kids at the library. In her memory, The community built a scholarship fund for underprivileged students, ensuring her spirit of giving would continue to uplift others. These stories aren't just about loss, they're about the legacy of love, resilience, and kindness. They challenge us to think about our own lives and the mark we're leaving on the world. If tomorrow wasn't promised, would you be proud of the way you're living today? Would the people in your life know how much they mean to you? One particularly moving story is that of Ethan, a young teacher who had a passion for history and a gift for storytelling. His students adored him, not just because he made history come alive, but because he genuinely cared about their lives. Ethan often stayed after school to tutor struggling students, encouraging them to believe in themselves. When an unexpected illness took his life, the community he had poured so much into came together in his honor. Former students, many of whom had gone on to achieve great things, shared how Ethan's belief in them had been a turning point in their lives. His legacy wasn't written in books or monuments, but in the lives he had touched. These stories remind us that life's true measure isn't in the years we have, but in the love and meaning we bring to those years. The pain of losing someone too soon often transforms into a call to action, to honor their memory by living more fully, loving more deeply, and giving more generously. As we reflect on these lives, there's a profound lesson to be learned. Time is precious, and our impact isn't measured by its length, but by its depth. It's in the smiles we share, the kindness we show, and the hope we inspire in others. If there's someone you've lost too soon, take a moment to honor their memory. Share their story in the comments below. What made them special, and how have they inspired you? Your words could not only keep their legacy alive, but also inspire others to live more meaningfully. And as you reflect on these stories, remember that life is happening now, in this very moment. Let's not wait for a wake-up call to start living fully. Hug your loved ones. Say the words you've been holding back. Take the leap you've been afraid to take. If these stories resonate with you, I encourage you to share them. Leave a comment to honor someone who has inspired you, and let's celebrate the lives that have touched ours. After sharing, consider liking this video and subscribing to join a community that values the stories that shape us all. In the end, it's not about how long we live, but about how brightly we shine. Let's honor those who left us too soon by carrying their light forward and making the most of the time we're given. Loss is a universal experience, touching every life in ways both profound and personal. Whether it's the departure of a loved one, the end of a chapter, or a moment of letting go, loss has a way of reshaping us. It forces us to confront life's impermanence and reminds us of the fragility of our own existence. Yet, within this pain lies a hidden power, the ability to transform grief into growth, sorrow into purpose, and endings into beginnings. One of the most powerful lessons loss teaches us is the importance of presence. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to take the people and moments around us for granted. We assume there will always be more time, another chance to say, "I love you," another opportunity to share a laugh, another day to simply be together. Loss shatters this illusion. It wakes us up to the reality that life is happening now, and the moments we let slip by are the ones we'll long for most when they're gone. This lesson became painfully clear to Claire, a young woman who lost her father unexpectedly. Her father was her hero, kind, patient, and always there to listen. But in the hustle of her own life, Claire often postponed their conversations, thinking, "I'll call him tomorrow," when tomorrow never came. She was left with an ache of regret. Yet, through her grief, Claire learned to live differently. She began prioritizing the relationships in her life, making time for heartfelt conversations and expressing her love openly. Her father's absence taught her to cherish the people still present, and in doing so, she found a deeper connection to those around her. Loss also teaches us resilience, the ability to endure, adapt, and find meaning even in the face of overwhelming pain. When we lose someone or something dear to us, the weight of grief can feel unbearable, but over time, we discover strength we didn't know we had. We learn to carry our sorrow and integrate it into our lives. The pain doesn't disappear, but it transforms, becoming a part of who we are and shaping the way we see the world. Take the story of Marcus, a father who lost his daughter in a tragic accident. For months, Marcus struggled to find a reason to keep going, but as he reflected on his daughter's vibrant spirit, he realized he could honor her memory by living the way she did, with joy, generosity, and love. He began volunteering at a children's organization, dedicating his time to helping other kids thrive. Through this work, Marcus found healing, purpose, and a way to keep his daughter's light alive. Another lesson Loss imparts is the value of vulnerability. In a world that often encourages us to mask our pain, loss reminds us of the power of sharing our struggles. When we open up about our grief, we not only lighten our own burden, but also create space for others to do the same. In this shared vulnerability, we find connection, understanding, and a sense of community. Emma, for instance, experienced profound healing when she joined a support group after the death of her spouse. Initially hesitant to share her feelings, she quickly realized that the group provided a safe space to be honest about her pain. Hearing others' stories and sharing her own allowed her to process her emotions and feel less alone. The friendships she formed in the group became a source of strength, reminding her that even in the depths of loss, connection and support are always possible. Loss also teaches us gratitude, an appreciation for the moments, relationships, and experiences that make life meaningful. It's a painful irony that we often don't realize the value of something until it's gone. But through loss, we learn to see life with fresh eyes, to savor the small joys, and to hold on to the memories that bring comfort and warmth. James, a retired teacher, found this to be true after losing his wife of 40 years. In the early days of his grief, he felt consumed by what he had lost. But as time passed, he began to focus on what he had gained: decades of love, laughter, and shared experiences. He started journaling about their time together, recounting the moments that had shaped their life as a couple. This practice of reflection helped James shift his perspective, transforming his sorrow into a deep sense of gratitude for the life they had built together. Perhaps the most profound lesson loss teaches us is the importance of legacy. When someone we love is no longer with us, we're left with their memory, their impact, and the lessons they imparted. These legacies become a guide, inspiring us to live in a way that honors their spirit. Consider Rosa, who lost her grandmother, a woman known for her wisdom, resilience, and unwavering kindness. As Rosa navigated her grief, she found herself adopting her grandmother's habits, treating others with compassion, finding beauty in everyday moments, and embracing challenges with grace. Rosa's life became a reflection of her grandmother's values, ensuring that her legacy would live on through the generations. In the end, loss is both a teacher and a reminder. It teaches us to value what we have while we have it, to face our pain with courage, and to find meaning in the midst of sorrow. It reminds us that life is precious, fleeting, and filled with opportunities to love, grow, and make a difference. If you've experienced loss, take a moment to reflect on what it has taught you. Share your story in the comments. What lessons have you learned? And how has your experience shaped the way you live? Your insights could provide comfort and inspiration to someone else navigating their own journey of grief. And as we honor those we've lost, let's also honor the life we have. Let's live with intention, connect with others, and create a legacy of love that will endure long after we're gone. Life and death have been central themes in human thought and culture for millennia, inspiring countless interpretations, rituals, and philosophies. From the stories we tell to the beliefs we hold, every culture and philosophy offers a unique lens through which to view the mysteries of existence and the inevitability of death. Exploring these perspectives helps us better understand our place in the world and offers insights into how we might live more meaningfully. In many ancient cultures, life and death were seen as interconnected rather than opposing forces. This is evident in the cyclical worldview held by civilizations like the Maya and the ancient Egyptians. For the Maya, life was part of a larger cosmic cycle, with death serving as a transition to another phase of existence. They believed in the concept of reincarnation, where the soul's journey continues beyond physical death, influenced by how one lived. Similarly, the ancient Egyptians viewed death not as an end, but as the beginning of a new journey in the afterlife. through elaborate rituals and tomb preparations. They sought to ensure that the deceased would thrive in the next realm, demonstrating their belief in the continuity of existence. Eastern philosophies also emphasize the interconnectedness of life and death, often framing them as natural parts of a larger process. In Buddhism, for instance, life and death are viewed as two sides of the same coin, governed by the law of impermanence. This teaching, known as anicca, encourages individuals to embrace the transient nature of all things and to find peace in letting go. Buddhists also believe in the cycle of samsara, or reincarnation, which is shaped by one's actions, or karma. The ultimate goal is to achieve nirvana, a state of liberation from this cycle, where one transcends the suffering of both life and death. Hinduism offers a similarly profound perspective, viewing life as part of an eternal cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Known as samsara, the soul, or Atman, is eternal and indestructible, moving through different lives as it seeks to achieve moksha, or liberation. This philosophy emphasizes the importance of living a righteous and purposeful life, as one's actions influence the soul's journey. Death, in this context, is not feared but understood as a necessary step towards spiritual growth and ultimate freedom. In contrast, Western philosophical traditions often grapple with the finality of death and its implications for life's meaning. Existentialist thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus confronted the inevitability of death with stark honesty, exploring how it shapes human existence. Sartre argued that the awareness of our mortality compels us to take responsibility for our choices, while Camus saw life's absurdity, its lack of inherent meaning, as an invitation to create our own purpose. These philosophies challenge us to embrace life fully, even in the face of uncertainty and the unknown. Religious traditions in the West, such as Christianity and Islam, offer a more transcendent view of life and death. Christianity teaches that death is not the end but a passage to eternal life, with one's destiny shaped by faith and deeds. The promise of heaven offers comfort and hope, encouraging believers to live in alignment with divine principles. Similarly, Islam views death as a return to God, where individuals are judged according to their actions. Both traditions emphasize the importance of living a moral and compassionate life, with the hope of eternal peace in the presence of the divine. Indigenous cultures worldwide often hold unique and deeply spiritual perspectives on life and death, rooted in their connection to nature and ancestral traditions. Among Native American tribes, for example, death is seen as a natural part of the circle of life. The dead are believed to join the spirit world, where they continue to guide and protect their living descendants. This belief fosters a profound respect for the natural world and a sense of continuity between generations. In Japan, the concept of mono no aware, an appreciation of the fleeting beauty of life, captures the transient nature of existence. Rooted in Shinto and Buddhist influences, this philosophy encourages individuals to find beauty in impermanence and to cherish life's ephemeral moments. It's reflected in cultural practices like hanami, cherry blossom viewing, which celebrates the fleeting bloom of cherry trees as a metaphor for life's brevity and beauty. Philosophers throughout history have also pondered the ethical and moral implications of life and death. The Stoics, for instance, emphasized the importance of accepting death with equanimity. For them, death was not something to fear but a natural part of life's order. By focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not, the Stoics taught that we can live virtuously and face death with dignity. Modern perspectives on life and death are increasingly shaped by scientific discoveries and technological advancements. The exploration of life's origins, the nature of consciousness, and the possibilities of extending human lifespan have sparked new debates about what it means to live and die. While science has unraveled many mysteries, it has also raised profound ethical questions. For example, advancements in artificial intelligence and biotechnology challenge traditional notions of mortality, forcing us to reconsider the boundaries between life, death, and the self. Despite these diverse cultural and philosophical views, a common thread runs through them all: the recognition that life is precious precisely because it is finite. Whether viewed as a temporary gift, a spiritual journey, or a stepping stone to something greater, life's impermanence gives it meaning. Death, in turn, serves as a reminder to live with purpose, to cherish our connections, and to leave a legacy that endures. In reflecting on these perspectives, we are reminded that there is no single answer to life's ultimate questions. Each culture, philosophy, and individual must navigate these mysteries in their own way. But by exploring and embracing these diverse views, we can deepen our understanding of what it means to live fully and to face death with courage and grace. What are your thoughts on the cultural and philosophical meanings of life and death? Have you been influenced by a particular belief or tradition? Share your reflections in the comments. Your perspective could inspire someone else to see life and death in a new light. Pain, in its many forms, is an inescapable part of the human experience. It comes to us as heartbreak, loss, failure, or suffering, leaving scars that linger long after the moment has passed. Yet, for many, pain also serves as a catalyst, a transformative force that can drive growth, purpose, and positive action. The journey from pain to transformation is not easy, but it is one of the most profound ways we can reclaim agency over our lives and turn our struggles into something meaningful. When we face pain, the immediate instinct is often to retreat or resist. It feels overwhelming, and it's natural to want to shield ourselves from further hurt. However, history and personal stories show that some of the most impactful changes in the world have been born from pain. Think of the movements against injustice, the organizations founded to support those in need, or the art and literature that continue to inspire millions. Many of these stem from the painful experiences of individuals who refuse to let their suffering define them. Consider Malala Yousafzai, a global advocate for girls' education. Her story is one of unimaginable pain. She was attacked for daring to seek an education, but instead of retreating into fear, Malala transformed her pain into a worldwide movement, empowering countless young girls to fight for their right to learn. Her bravery demonstrates that even in the darkest moments, we have the potential to channel our pain into action that benefits others. On a smaller scale, many people who have faced personal tragedies choose to create positive change within their communities. Parents who have lost children to illnesses might establish foundations to fund research or support other grieving families. Survivors of abuse often become advocates, working to raise awareness and offer hope to others who feel trapped. These individuals turn their pain into a force for good, helping others while finding healing in the process. The transformation of pain into positive action requires a shift in perspective, a decision to view hardship not as an end but as a beginning. This process often starts with acceptance. Pain, as uncomfortable as it is, carries lessons. Ignoring or suppressing it only delays the opportunity for growth. When we allow ourselves to sit with our pain and examine it, we can uncover deeper truths about our values, our resilience, and our capacity for empathy. A critical step in this transformation is finding purpose within the pain. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and renowned psychiatrist, wrote extensively about the importance of meaning in the face of suffering. In his seminal book, Man's Search for Meaning, he observed that those who could find purpose, whether in helping others, holding on to their faith, or envisioning a better future, were more likely to endure and even thrive despite immense suffering. Frankl's message is clear. While we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond and what we choose to build from our experiences. Pain can also be a powerful motivator for self-improvement. Many people who have hit rock bottom describe it as the turning point in their lives. For instance, someone who struggles with addiction and loses everything might use that pain as a wake-up call to seek recovery, rebuild relationships, and help others facing similar battles. The path isn't easy, but the transformation that follows can be life-changing, not only for the individual, but for those around them. Transforming pain into positive action often involves channeling emotions into creative or constructive outlets. Art, music, and writing are powerful ways to process and express pain, turning it into something that resonates with others. Frida Kahlo, for example, used her art to convey the physical and emotional pain she endured throughout her life. Her paintings, raw and deeply personal, have become symbols of resilience and strength, inspiring generations of artists and admirers. In addition to creative expression, acts of service can be a profound way to turn pain into positivity. Helping others allows us to shift our focus outward, finding meaning in the connections we form and the impact we make. Volunteering, mentoring, or simply offering support to someone in need can transform feelings of helplessness into empowerment. It reminds us that even in our pain, we are capable of making a difference. Spirituality and faith also play a role in this transformation for many people. Religious and spiritual teachings often emphasize the redemptive power of suffering, encouraging individuals to find strength in their beliefs and trust in a greater purpose. Practices like prayer, meditation, or journaling can provide comfort and clarity, helping us navigate our emotions and discover a sense of peace amid turmoil. Of course, the journey from pain to action is deeply personal, and there is no single right way to go about it. For some, the process is gradual, requiring time and introspection. For others, it is marked by a sudden realization or event that propels them forward. What matters is the willingness to take that first step, to acknowledge the pain, embrace its lessons, and choose to act in a way that aligns with our values and aspirations. It's also important to recognize that transforming pain doesn't mean ignoring or minimizing it. Healing is a process, and it's okay to grieve, to feel vulnerable, and to seek support. In fact, seeking help, whether from friends, family, or professionals, can be a crucial part of the journey. It's a reminder that we don't have to face our pain alone, and that leaning on others can be a source of strength. Ultimately, the power of transforming pain into positive action lies in its ripple effect. When we choose to turn our struggles into something meaningful, we inspire others to do the same. Our stories of resilience and hope can light the way for those who feel lost, showing them that pain, while deeply challenging, can also be deeply transformative. Have you ever turned a painful experience into a positive action? Share your story in the comments below. It might just inspire someone else to find hope and strength in their own journey. In the face of loss, we are often left with a void, a sense of incompleteness that seems impossible to fill. Yet, as we navigate the deep waters of grief, we find that within the pain lies an opportunity to grow, to honor, and to transform. The stories of those who have left us too soon remind us that life, no matter how brief, carries the potential to inspire, to connect, and to change the world in profound ways. The key lesson from these journeys is the reminder of life's fragility and the importance of embracing every moment with intention. The memories of loved ones, their laughter, their dreams, their unique way of seeing the world, remain as treasures, urging us to live in a way that honors their spirit. Their absence becomes a powerful presence, guiding us to appreciate the small joys of life, the people around us, and the opportunities we often take for granted. In reflecting on loss, we are also reminded that love is the most enduring legacy of all. It outlasts time, transcends distance, and grows even in the silence left by someone's departure. Love is what ties us to those who are no longer with us, and it is through this love that we can keep their light alive. Whether it is through a simple act of kindness, a smile, or a moment spent helping others, we have the ability to carry their legacy forward. More than anything, loss teaches us resilience. It challenges us to find strength in our vulnerability, to rise above the darkness, and to become sources of hope for others. When we lose someone dear to us, we also gain a new perspective, a sharper focus on what truly matters in life. This clarity encourages us to live boldly and without hesitation, knowing that tomorrow is never promised. For many, this transformation manifests in actions that make a lasting impact on the world. From creating foundations to honor a loved one's passions to forming support networks that bring comfort to those facing similar grief. These efforts prove that even in the depths of sorrow, there is the potential for good to emerge. It is a reminder that pain, when channeled constructively, can become a force for change. Cultural and philosophical perspectives on life and death further remind us of the cyclical nature of existence. In every ending lies the seed of a beginning. And in every goodbye, there is an invitation to celebrate life in all its beauty and impermanence. Across traditions, there is a shared belief that those who leave us do not truly vanish, but instead live on in our hearts, our memories, and the ways we continue to speak their names. As we conclude this journey of reflection, the ultimate message is one of hope. Life is unpredictable, and its brevity can be daunting, but it is also a gift filled with boundless possibilities. Each day is an opportunity to create, to connect, and to leave a positive mark, no matter how small. In honoring those who have departed, we are also reminded to celebrate those who are still here, to nurture our relationships, to forgive more freely, and to express love without reservation. Let this be a call to action. Let us live with purpose, not just for ourselves, but as a tribute to those we have lost. Let us turn our pain into passion, our grief into gratitude, and our loss into love. In doing so, we can transform our lives and the lives of those around us, creating a ripple effect of compassion and kindness that transcends time and space. Ultimately, the lives we touch and the love we give are what endure. The people we cherish may leave us in body, but their essence stays alive in how we choose to live. They remind us to be braver, kinder, and more open-hearted, and their legacy becomes a part of our own. Through them, we learn the true meaning of hope, not as an escape from pain, but as a way to move forward with courage, meaning, and grace. So, as we step into the future, let us carry their memory as a source of light, guiding us to be better and to live more fully. Let us embrace the fleeting nature of life, not as something to fear, but as a reminder to make every moment count. For in the end, it is not the length of life that matters, but the depth of love and the impact we leave behind.